Hello, my name is Kristy Evans.
And I'm Emily Lay-Geng.
And as AP Seminar students, we found line of reasoning to be very confusing and difficult as it was something that we hadn't learned in any of our other classes. This is the general breakdown of it as we learned throughout our experiences this past year and how we prepped for this part of the final AP exam. So, hope you find this useful.
So, line of reasoning is one of the major points you need to master in order to do well in AP Seminar by being able to convey not only your own points while writing, but also the argument process of the author of the document you analyze. Now, the dictionary definition of line of reasoning is an arrangement of claims and evidence that leads to a conclusion. Similar synonyms that may make more sense would be to think of it as the author's thought process or how they support their claims.
Most authors will first assert their claims. Their main statements tend to start with words like states, asserts, believes, etc. And key terms to look for in the author's writing for line of reasoning would be, for example, because, and supports.
Now, in the instructions and beginning prompts for each essay, try to look for action words such as explain and identify, and underline AP Seminar terms like line of reasoning, claims, and argument to know what you're looking for in the text. This all applies to analyzing poems or speeches as well.
First, identify the argument and analyze them as you go so you notice the supporting claims, evidence, and reasoning. Again, it is essential to identify the key terms as you read the document because when you go back, you're going to want to find them, and it's way easier to find the key terms if you highlighted them or put a star next to them or etc. So what you're going to want to do is click on the link here and pause the video. Then you're going to want to go to articles 1 and 5 and copy and paste them onto a Word document and print them out. And we're going to annotate part of article 5 with you here, and you can do the rest on your own for practice. So just pause and do what you got to do, and then come back. Okay, so the key terms that you're going to want to remember is C for claims, R for reasoning, and E for evidence. So here is Article 5, well, part of it, and we're going to read through it once, and then we'll annotate it after. So,
it is stupid to divide society up into criminals and law-abiding citizens. Everyone is a law-abiding citizen until they're not. The only way a criminal can carry out a crime with a gun is because those guns are available in the first place. By removing the guns, you remove those criminal acts. For example, I lived in South Korea for 3 years. There is essentially no gun violence there. About 14 people die a year from gun homicides compared to 11,000 in the US. Why? Because there are no guns to be bought in the first place. Now, starting out from the top and going through it again to begin annotating. It is stupid to divide society up into criminals and law-abiding citizens. That is a claim, as the statement clearly establishes the author's position on the topic of firearms and its relevance to criminals.
Everyone is a law-abiding citizen until they are not. That is reasoning because the author provides a logical approach to support his previous claim.
The only way a criminal can carry out a crime with a gun is because those guns are available in the first place. That is also reasoning because the author provides an explanation and reason for why criminals are so easily able to commit crimes.
By removing guns, you remove those criminal acts. That is a claim and reasoning.
For example, that is a key term, and since it's a key term, you want to make sure to underline it, highlight it, something in order to identify it, because it's very important and begins transitioning into evidence. I lived in South Korea for 3 years. That is credibility, as it establishes the author's credibility based on personal experience, which then transitions into evidence.
There is essentially no gun violence. There are about 14 people dying a year from gun homicides compared to 11,000 in the United States. This is evidence, however, the author does not provide where he got these statistics from, so it's not completely credible.
Why? Because there are no guns to be bought in the first place. That is also reasoning because he's again trying to explain why there's less gun violence in South Korea in comparison to America.
Okay, so your annotations are going to want to look like this, possibly after you annotate and read them, and for a poem, something like this. You're going to want to have a lot of annotations so you can look back and help in your writing. So thanks for watching and good luck on your final.
And we hope this helps.
Bye!